Yo, what's going on, y'all? Today we're gonna be covering the next part of what if Izuku Midoriya was the reincarnation of Satoru Gojo. And so basically, last time I asked y'all in the comments if we should end up giving him one for all or having All Might end up giving it to somebody else. And I ultimately came to the decision that we're gonna have him end up giving it to somebody else. So that's the plan for that. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. I love y'all boys. Let's get right on into it. Cue that intro. Alright, starting off from where we last left off, the street pavement is completely messed up. There's glass everywhere. We can finally see Bakugo after he was taken by the sludge. He's coughing up its goo and all that nastiness. And next to him is the sludge monster, and it's actually repairing itself. And then we pan over to where All Might and Izuku are standing. Now, All Might is standing between the sludge monster and Deku, and All Might doesn't really notice that the sludge monster is repairing itself. He kind of just standing there thinking it's over, kind of exhaling, calming down a little bit. And then the sludge monster kind of mutters to himself, "You stupid heroes really think this is over?" And at this point, he's not even worried about Bakugo anymore. He's not even caring about him at all. Instead, he looks directly at Deku because he can kind of tell that he just looks weak. And Izuku just instantly notices and feels that same pressure in his chest. And he just sees the sludge monster as it's reforming, staring directly into his soul. And he's just trying to tell himself in his mind, just calm down. And as he's thinking to himself, the sludge monster just boom, just speed blitzes him. But then by the time All Might notices, it's a little bit too late because, like I said in the last part, Izuku was actively about to walk closer towards the sludge monster to try to help Bakugo. So by the time All Might notices, he's not able to react fast enough. So when the sludge monster lunges itself directly at Izuku, there's nothing anybody can do. And as he's reaching out about to grab him, it just stops. It's not punched back again or blown away. It just feels like it's stuck, like it hit an invisible wall. And then the sludge tries to strain a little harder, tries to push a little more, but nothing happens. And he's just like, what is this? Completely confused with what's happening. And Izuku's seeing this, the sludge monster is right in front of him, but nothing's happening. And in his mind, he's kind of thinking, what the heck is going on? His heart is racing. He's just in complete focus and adrenaline mode right now. But he just can't move his body. He's just completely in shock. But for whatever reason, he's also slowly calming down and coming to a peace of mind. And so he's just standing there, and the sludge monster is also very confused, trying his hardest to get through whatever this invisible barrier is. And then finally, another boom. This time, it is All Might, which he then slams the villain with everything that he has with another smash, which the sludge monster then explodes across the street, splattering everywhere. Bakugo's still there, kind of relieved now, trying to gasp for air still. And then more heroes show up, and there's sirens everywhere, and Deku finally takes a breath of his own, because that entire time he was holding his breath in, because that whole time he was just focused and trying to stay as locked in as possible. It got to the point he wasted so much energy in that little moment that his knees nearly give out, and he ends up almost falling. After that, Bakugo actually just stares down Izuku, just looks him up and down and gives him the meanest look. What the hell was that? Izuku opens his mouth to respond, and then he just doesn't, because he also doesn't even really know exactly what just happened. Even All Might then turns to him slowly, not even with a smile on his face like usual. That ability you used, I couldn't see it. What was that? A defensive type quirk maybe? Izuku kind of hesitates because, again, he doesn't really know how to respond to that either. And he just says, I don't really know how to use it yet. I don't even really understand how it works. But I guess you could say that. I see, young man. That would explain the timing. All Might then looks back at the wrecked street. He then looks back at Izuku. Instinct-based quirks can activate under stress sometimes. Maybe that's what happened. But charging into danger without knowing your limits was reckless. Izuku then bows his head and just says, yes, sir. I won't let it happen again. Still, All Might then says, staring directly at Izuku, you saved a life today. He then turns back, straightening himself out as a crowd and paparazzi form. Fear not, evil has been defeated. All Might then just leaps into the air, and Deku just watches him go. He has so many questions to ask, and so before he can think, he just runs after him. And then we cut back to All Might, already airborne, and then he feels something on his leg. By the time he does, it's already too late. He then looks down and he just sees Deku just clinging to his leg with everything he has, trying his best not to fall off. Wait, what are you doing? Izuku's face kind of turns red and he's just panicking. Please, just wait. And then inside his head, we just hear Gojo teasing him a little bit. Wow. I know you were a big fan of him when you were little, but this is a little bit excessive, don't you think? Why would you grab onto his leg? You're gonna embarrass us. Deku then in his mind just tells Gojo to shut up, this is serious. And it's kind of a funny moment because then All Might's just like, why are you telling me to shut up? You're the one that grabbed onto my leg. And then Izuku panics even more, almost slipping off his leg, and just apologizes. All Might tries shaking his leg, but it doesn't work. Izuku starts kind of losing his grip, and so All Might then just sees a random building and just goes and lands there so Deku doesn't fall. Once they land on the nearby building, All Might kind of freaks out a little bit. Why did you grab onto me? I don't know. I just wanted to ask you some questions and I didn't want you to go yet. That's not an answer, young man. Izuku then looks down at his hands. I ran back in there without thinking, and I thought for a second it almost worked. All Might then cuts him off. That wasn't heroism. That was recklessness, and you could have gotten yourself killed. All Might then turns away from Izuku and says, an untrained quirk can get its user or people around the user killed. What you did was dangerous, not only for you, but your fellow classmen as well. Izuku then nods and just replies with, I know, but I just couldn't stop myself. All Might looks back at him. I've seen this before. Listen, young man, there's a power that I carry, one that's been passed down to me, and this power, it needs a successor. I was wondering if you would consider inheriting it. And as soon as All Might says this, Izuku just is very shocked. He wasn't expecting All Might to say this to him of all people. And due to him being like completely more mature than he was in the original up to this point, he doesn't necessarily answer right away. He kind of just is looking around, thinking to himself like, this is a lot of weight. Like, so he finally just takes a breath and he just tells him like, All Might, I don't think I can, honestly. And so like after hearing Izuku just say no like that, All Might is kind of surprised, and he just is kind of just sitting there blinking, and he just asks Izuku why. And then Izuku kind of just responds with a simple answer and just tells him, because I already have something. And All Might looks at him kind of confused, like, you talking about your quirk? And he just responds, it's not really something I understand yet, but nonetheless, it's still mine. All Might then responds, telling him, but you did freeze that villain, right? And then Izuku just kind of shrugs his shoulders and telling All Might, I think I just got lucky. All Might obviously not fully believing Izuku when saying that, but he just lets it go. And then he tells Midoriya, well, young man, if you already have something worth protecting, then you should learn to master it. And then, in the meantime, I guess I'll find someone who is worthy of becoming my successor. Someone who is ready. All Might then steps towards the edge of the rooftop and then stops for a second. Oh, one last thing. What's your name? Deku then responds, telling him, Izuku Midoriya, which All Might responds quickly telling him, I'll remember that. All Might then leaps off the rooftop, going his separate ways. And at this point, not even Gojo's even saying anything. He's just kind of sitting back, watching this all go down, kind of letting Izuku handle this one. And he's honestly proud. Like, he was in his mind, himself was thinking, well, like, it started off a little shaky with him grabbing his leg and everything. He's actually pretty proud of Deku. And he sees that like he's made a lot of progress. And obviously now that he's finally used Infinity for the first time, he's definitely gonna start getting into a lot more training and a lot more about cursed energy now. And that's where I'm gonna end this one off. I know this part has been a little bit shorter than the last two, but trust me. Part 4, we're cooking. Part 3, I think we cooked. So I think we were cooking with all the parts. It's just me, slow build up. Let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think I should add. And let me know what y'all want to see next. Honestly, if you guys want, I can keep continuing this series, or I can start up another series and kind of do multiple series at once and see what y'all like the most. At the end of the day, it's really up to y'all. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this part. Part 4 gonna be dropping tomorrow, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn the notifications off. I love y'all boys. Peace.